Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Sean Pons, making this video because I got top 8 at the Kenner Regional back in the middle of December. Got 5th place with pure Ryzeal, so let's go ahead and take a look into the build. Alright, so first, to start off, we've got 3 Ice Ryzeal, 3 Sword Ryzeal, and 3 EXT Ryzeal, and then the 1 node. For right now, into the foreseeable future, I think this is like the safe ratio, if you will. Till we get more support, I think we're alright, unless you want to get cute and just like run another one of these. And I know that Fiendsmith like cuts these to make room, but you know, I'm not with that. If you can't tell, we like pure. But Fiendsmith is pretty strong. I think my one loss the entire tournament was to a Fiendsmith variant, so, you know, give credit where credit's due. Let's count all these hand traps. So we have 3 Fuelos, 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Droll, and the 1 Saki, one of Ghost Ogre. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Yeah, I can count. Alright, so 16 hand traps, which is terrific. You know, you can play more if you want to. I really wouldn't suggest playing less unless you have another engine that you're hoping push through stuff with. But I think that's a strong amount. I think I saw like 2 hand traps 80% of the time, opening hands, going first or second, which is pretty good. Now for the spells, we've got 3 Bonfire, which you must absolutely play. If you're playing pure, you definitely need this card as well, Crossout Designator. I saw this card like it was my job, and that's quoted from somebody who played against me. It's unreal how good this card is. We've got Ryzeal Plugin, Ryzeal Cross, Called By. You definitely want to play both of these. Definitely, especially if you're playing pure, and you do have to be mindful that anything I say regarding this deck, regarding this profile, is in regards to pure. So I do think you should play Plugin, definitely play Cross. And you do need to play Called By, because we need to be soaking up as many hand traps as we can and deflecting what we can't absorb, especially to protect against duo, or to protect duo. We've got 2 draw cards, Upstart and Small World. Barely use Small World. Honestly, the way I play the deck now, I don't have any draw cards in it, and it works fine. And we have the 3 Imperm and Ryzeal Plasma Hole. So a lot of people ask, well, why do you play this card? Isn't it bad if you lose a dice roll? Well, yeah, any going second card that is in the hand trap that your opponent procs, I mean, none of that's going to be good. But when you go first, it's really good. It's like a Sword Soul Blackout. And if you play Zeus in the extra deck, which you'll see this time around I didn't, we've since made a change, you can make Zeus on your opponent's turn and just blow up the whole field. Or do any number of other things, you know, go into Exciton during their battle phase, whatever. Obviously, to get sided out going second, get sided in going first, it's a red card. And then Imperm. So, not 16, 19 hand traps, I apologize, which is crazy. Next, we have the extra deck. So, we've got like the 4 mandatory cards, 2 detonators, 2 duo. I can definitely foresee if Kashtira is going to remain prevalent or becomes more prevalent, we might up these because getting these ripped permanently sucks. And you're not going to have very much of a grind game. Now, because I do play pure, we get this big giant toolbox to play with. Castell to bounce stuff that does annoying things when they leave field. Well, it doesn't recognize leaving field if it's in the deck, or it doesn't recognize the effect. You know what I'm trying to say. Full Armor Utopic Ray. It's just a push in OTK. I used him with Dugaris to end the match. Abyss Dweller is great, especially with Fiendsmith and everything like that running around. We have Baguska, which was on every single end board if I could help it. Duo, Detonator, Baguska is very hard to get through because this is going to attract all of the negation interaction, and then you still have to deal with the rest of my board. Add Ignister, which is, you know, spot removal. You always want to have spot removal. This could be Tornado Dragon, but, you know, it's also nice to be able to remove a monster if you have to. And then the card that I use the least. Not due in part to not even playing Fiendsmith, because this is huge in that deck. But you didn't really need to wipe any boards. EXT, Sending, Aggregator is plenty strong. And I guess your opponent has to worry about you just quickly making an XYZ and going into Zeus. So, like, you've got that ability. This deck doesn't, because I'm playing this instead. But the deck does now have that capability to just put people on constant notice. The Ryzeal deck just puts people on constant notice of Zeus all the time. So we have Typhon, which is great if you've got nothing, or you know, you've got real confidence in your grind game and you just want to out something and keep poking. And then big word Aggregator. And then the two links that I used, SP Little Knight, which is nice if you get debarriered. You know, it gives you something to make. Also serves as a dual purpose to do the same thing this card does, aka getting yourself out of sticky situations so you can actually play. Especially because it can banish itself in response to an opponent's card effect, so your field's wide open and you can do all the things that this allows you to do. So that's the extra deck. Now for the side deck, we played a thrust package. So 3 thrust, 1 Slayer, 1 Talent, 1 Duster, 1 Evenly, 1 Barrier, 1 Mischief. So the last match of the tournament that I needed to win to top, it was against a Fiendsmith Ubel player. Game 3, he plays the Fuvalos game, lets me draw 12 cards. First thing I do naturally is I take the Evenly match that I actually drew for starting 5. I can't give credit to Fuvalos, but evenly match him for his life savings and then use the other 14 cards I had to just, you know, win the game. The rest of these cards are very self-explanatory. Mischief of the Gnomes is basically D-Barrier 2.0. It's crazy. I found out after the fact that it's a lingering effect. Like, I was just sold on the fact that, like, I'm ruining whatever's in your hand, but this card's even better. I'm also a noob. We've got the 3 Solemn Judgments, which I think every deck should play some sort of Solemn card. There's no inherent negates in this deck. Recipes are being cooked to put out negates. I wasn't so keen to that, but I would play these anyway, just because of how good they are. You know, your life points are only good down to the last one, so, you know, we're sacking them off. And then the last card is just Malice for the Malice matchup. My first 2 matches were against Malice, so I'm glad that I had these. It also catches really weird strays. Like, I brought this to locals and played a Heroes guy. It's very, very weird when you can't banish for Miracle Fusion or for Mali. But anyway, that's the deck. Want to give a shout out to all the boys, TCX, all the boys that go to Pandemonium, that, you know, they show up to locals as often as I do, 3 times a week. I get all the good, you know, all the good play testing, all the training. They're good to bounce ideas off of. They'll tell you if an idea is stupid. And honestly, that's the kind of community you need to back you. Can't be getting a big head about things. Shout out to Inspire TCG. These guys reached out to me and asked me if I could do a video for them. They're definitely super great guys. I'm friends personally with a couple of them, and I'm just happy to have been a part of y'all's community, and thank you guys for the recognition and the appreciation. You guys rock.